Peace, IG. This is like one of my favorite Jill Scott songs, and my favorite verses to date was Jilly versus Erica.
They say I'm crazy.
Two of my favorite artists.
You got me open, baby.
Love this song. And I forgot about the song until I think she did it on Verses, and I was like, I forgot about how much I love this song. It was like Jilly from Philly came to DC and like got injected with a little bit of go-go and just put that funk into this song. And I swear to you, I will wake up and I will put this song on, and I will be having a party, like a solo party, just like listening to every single just nuance of this. She says it's love. She said basically that little extra seasoning in her collard greens, that's a sprinkle of love on there. The candy yams that you love so much, like you can't figure out what the secret ingredient to that recipe is. That's love. This is such a beautiful song. I love the lyrics. It's funky. I know wherever I go when I leave DC, even though Jill is from Philadelphia, I'll always think of DC when I hear this song. It's so go-go. It's so DC to me. It's just so funky. Anyways, I really like this track. And so, I don't speak for everybody, and I deliberately am careful about the things that I say to some degree, because I don't want to ever be, the person to lead people astray. All I can do is talk to you directly as far as my understanding in the current moment. And I've been wrong before. I'll preface it with that. As we evolve, we hope to obtain more knowledge and obtain more understanding. But this is my understanding. And I'm specifically talking about yoga today. Right now, it's the winter time, and I'm in Washington, D.C., and when I was in Cali, and the lowest it gets, as far as the years I was in Cali, it didn't get too cold. Even during the winter months, we could go hiking any time of the year. We could go to the beach almost any time of the year, and the climate really and the atmosphere really permitted that. Whereas in DC, a lot of times our fitness is a little bit more indoorsy during the winter time, and so yoga to me is the perfect practice for the winter time when it's cold outside and you might not be outdoors. And I try not to be so dogmatic in my approach to religion. I believe that a balanced approach is really imperative, although in my prior video I said that the soul trumps everything, and I believe that the spirit trumps everything. So as far as allocating your time, it really mostly should go to your spirit. But I say that to say that we are having a very human experience, and that we can't neglect the fact that we are in this world. So we're supposed to be in this world, but not of the world, right? But we're in this world, and so when I hear very religious people tell me not to do yoga, I say, well, why? Explain to me why. What is the conflict between religion and yoga? And I've heard generally that yoga, the positions pay homage to certain deities, and it is a spiritual practice, and it conflicts with monotheism. And some Christians, even Muslims have called the practice demonic. And I reiterate, I am not the authority. I'm not the spiritual authority. The Almighty is. And so if I'm incorrect in the way that I think, I ask to be, forgiven. However, I want to challenge people on that. To me, worship is a matter of who you're invoking. We could even go as far to say America, it would be anti-God, just living here because of all the blood that's been shed on this land, right? So it's not so much the origin, it's a matter of really who you are invoking in the practice. If you are a godly person, if you are a monotheistic person, then you are not going to be invoking various deities, while you are practicing yoga. Now, for me, yoga is something that is intrinsic. It's extremely important to me. I'm actually going to be doing a part 2 of this, and I'm going to show you my day-to-day, some of the things that I do today in my yoga practice. And my online right now, my virtual yoga instructor is Travis Elliott. I've explored a lot of different other instructors, and he's just the best. His videos are challenging, like they kick my butt, and so I like that. I like to feel like invigorated, like I really accomplished something when I'm done. Like it's tough, like it's hard. And so Travis Elliott, he has a number of different types of videos. The most challenging one is the detox, it's the edge, and it's the discipline. And I'm going to be doing the discipline one today. I'm just going to show you a part of what my day-to-day yoga practice is. And so going back to conversation at hand, if there is a conflict between yoga and religion, I don't see it as such. And yoga is extremely important to me. I had a really, really tough experience, one of the toughest experiences I've had in my life. And I've talked about this before. And I wrote an article on my Wix.com, Say Grace. It happened a while ago. I had to relearn how to walk. I was in the hospital for nearly a month. And I lost so much muscle tissue. I received 7 blood transfusions, and I had 6 operations, and I lost so much muscle mass that they had announced to my family that they were going to have to amputate my leg. And it was very traumatic. I was an athlete, and rebuilding my strength and rebuilding my confidence. And after I left the hospital, I was homeschooled, and I went from a wheelchair to a walker to crutches to a cane to relearn how to walk all over again. And this was months. I was on some serious drugs. They gave me all of these pain drugs, and my energy was depleted. I came down to basically like a skeleton. I couldn't eat. It was very, very tough. It was a very, very tough experience. And so I noticed as I regained my strength and I began to learn how to walk again, and I was able to learn how to walk again, and I was able to eventually learn how to jog and learn how to, get my strength back. I noticed that there was an imbalance in my equilibrium. I noticed that there was, sometimes I would actually be limping. And I didn't have the same strength in my left leg, which was the leg that I had my operations on, as I did in my right leg. And it was a really difficult experience. And there was nothing that worked for me more than yoga did. It was nothing that helped me more than yoga did. And yoga is not just about the physical aspect, it's also about the deep breathing. So you are literally conscientiously sending oxygen into certain parts of your body. And with my condition, the primary reason that I had lost muscle tissue had died, was because I was not receiving proper oxygen to this specific part of my leg. And so for me, yoga is like life altering. It's been life changing to me. And I'm very grateful for the practice of yoga. I don't see it as a demonic practice. I don't see it as anything but a tool that helps me tremendously. And I'm not trying to say this from a condescending approach, but I know that, I've been to churches with my friends and things like that. We have to look at our body as a temple.